Hi everyone, it's the Comic Fan Man here coming at you with another video. And in today's video, we're gonna cover the Neca Toys original superheroes, Flash Gordon, King of the Impossible.
No cause for alarm.
Flash! Ah! King of the Impossible!
And Flash Gordon was a hero from the early Silver Age of comic books. And yeah, this is really a really nice representation of that figure. Now Flash Gordon was a little bit Flash Gordon was even before my time. However, my brother was a big fan of Flash Gordon, and he was the one that actually got me into comic books. So I know that he used to follow Flash Gordon. He used to buy Flash Gordon comics from King Features, and yeah, it was a really cool character. It has a little write up over here. Our story follows the adventures of the world famous athlete Flash Gordon, who was transported to the strange and hostile planet Mongo, ruled by the sinister emperor of the galaxy, Ming the Merciless. Hell-bent on conquering the universe and destroying anything standing in his path, aided by his companions Dale Arden, which was a news reporter, I believe, and the brilliant Dr. Zarkov, Flash was on an epic, never-ending space adventure to save the universe, using only his human strength, courage, and wisdom. Yeah, there was obviously, NECA did just release not so long ago the Flash Gordon movie figures, where they did Flash Gordon, Ming the Merciless, and Prince Vulcan. I had thought about getting those, but I didn't, I don't know, I didn't like the way the Flash Gordon looked. I do like the head sculpt, but I didn't like the way they sculpted the body on the figure. Prince Vulcan though looks really interesting to me, so he might actually be somebody I get down the line. And also Ming the Merciless was also a great actor, and I like the way he looks, so I might actually get that movie version of Ming the Merciless. But they do have Ming the Merciless here, the comic book version, very cool. And then this was the Phantom. Apparently he's number 1 on this line. So he was number 1, Flash was number 2, and Ming the Merciless is number 3. However, they also released this little line here, which was Defenders of the Earth. And I used to love the Defenders of the Earth cartoon. I remember when that came out, that was really cool. And the Flash Gordon was actually part of that team as well. It came out around the same time as like G.I. Joe, He-Man, and all that. It's just a slightly less known cartoon from back in that day, Defenders of the Earth. All right, let's open it up and see what we got. All right, so here he is, the legendary hero from the Silver Age comics himself, Flash Gordon, with all of his accessories. And obviously, I think this is a great looking figure. As you can see, he comes with a bunch of stuff here. First things first, he's got a swappable head. So he's got the head without this headgear on. This headgear, a little silly to me. I don't know why he ever had it, but you know, it was like the Silver Age of comics. Some of those designs, don't really know what they were thinking. Obviously, it doesn't go with the rest of the suit. So you know what? Let's just change that out since we're here. Let's just pop on his head. And pops on nice and easy, and there we go. Flash Gordon without the whatever that boxer's headgear that he's got. I'll see if I can use this head on something else. I might have another figure that maybe has a blue suit that maybe I can use this head for. But I think this looks much better. Because, you know, Flash Gordon that I've always known has always been like this, with his, just his hair out. In any case, he comes with two hands here. One is the blaster holding hand, and this one is the sword holding hand. Really cool. And the blaster, another nice little detail. Definitely a retro design to this blaster that is so cool. This definitely has that like 1920s like Superman cartoon look. And it comes with these blast effects. So that's really neat. So I guess that pops in right there. Something, no? Oh, there's a little opening there for the gun. There you go. He's got his little laser effect for his gun. And then is this smaller version of that laser effect. Let me just make sure. Yes, it does have that peg as well for the little sight. And just like that. He's got his little laser effect going on his little laser gun. And then he comes with a sword and sheath as well. Very cool. Slides in and out nice and easy. Look at that detail on the sheath. Very nice. And on the sword as well. Neca Toys really does an amazing job. Sculpting and painting. And making it functional and beautiful all at the same time. Really an amazing job there. And let's take a look here now at Flash Gordon himself. And I do absolutely remember him looking like this when I was a kid. I do remember like he had these gold circlets around this opening. But yeah, Neca Toys, when they do this sculpting like this is so cool. You see them do this a lot, like with their superhero figures. I've seen their Batman and their Superman kind of has the same kind of body sculpt to it. Really cool, very nicely done. The paint job is really good. There's a little scuffing on mine, but the paint job is really very nice. And the boots are, you know, fairly plain. Very much a, you know, turn of the century style art. Look at the sculpting that they did on the face. Very classic, handsome looking design from the comic book. Really, really digging that. I like the swirl that they did in his hair. You know, definitely makes him look like a 1920s style hero. And then he's got this little gun holster, which does open. It has a flap here for his pistol right there. And does it go all the way in? Yes, looks like it can, but it is kind of stuck. Huh. Guess I'll have to work with this off screen and see if there's a way for that to fit in there. And then on his left side hip here, he's got the hole there for the sword sheath. You just pop that in and boom, there you go. He has his sword sheath on the figure. Very neat. I think this is a great looking figure. Again, the painting, the sculpting, the really cool like turn of the centuries style art aesthetic that they gave this figure. Really, really nice. And swapping out the head and the hands are very, very nice and easy. You know, sometimes you gotta heat these up in order for this to work, but for his figure, it is not an issue. Very nice. Really enjoy that. Here, let's put the Here's a pistol in his hand. Finger goes right into the trigger finger. And for his sword, his hand is a little tight. So I might actually, yeah, I think I'm gonna have to heat up his hands to put the sword in. So I'll be right back. All right, so for his sword holding hand, yes, I did have to heat it up a little bit to loosen it up to fit the sword in, but it's in there nice and good. And yeah, I messed around with this a little bit, but no, that's the way it is. If you're gonna use him with the gun, if you're gonna put the holster his pistol, that's the way he sits in there. It doesn't go in any further. But it's okay. I mean, it's not a big deal. You could just, you know, take it out, clip it back in, and then very classic style, have him with both the pistol and the sword. The way he would be in his very classic high fantasy adventures, shooting off his ray gun and fighting off monsters with his sword. And yes, as a child of the 80s, definitely that Flash Gordon movie. If you have never seen it, you should definitely do yourself a favor and watch it. It was entertainment from beginning to end. Such a goofy offshoot, definitely 70s. 70s, early 80s, but it was fantastic. Flash Gordon in that movie, instead of being like in this thing, he's a world-class athlete. In this iteration, and in the movie, they actually made him the Jets like #1 superstar quarterback. It was similar somewhere around the time of Joe Namath. So I think they were just kind of playing off of that, but that was pretty funny. But yeah, here he is, all armored up and ready to do battle and defend the Earth from Ming the Merciless and his army. All right, let's do some comparisons. All right, so here he is defeating Ming the Merciless's first threat to Earth, Thresh from League of Legends. And yeah, hits him with a headshot from the laser gun. Yeah, I like this laser gun effects. Currently, for my G.I. Joe Classifieds, I do not have very many blast effects. So I'm glad to add this. And I think that'll be really cool. But as you can see, like, you know, he poses really nicely. He has a good spread. I don't really go over articulation. I like the figures posing to kind of speak on its own articulation, unless it's something unique or different. But yeah, as you can see, he poses really well, so I really enjoy this. And here he is having to stand his ground against one of the deadliest warriors in Ming's army. Warduke from Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, Warduke is a Neca figure as well. So I figure I'd put them together side by side, see how they look, and I think they look fantastic. And yes, as Flash Gordon defeated Thresh with his laser rifle, now he's going to have to use his melee prowess to deal with Warduke. One of the interesting things about his design is that they actually gave him a left-handed sword left-handed sword grip. There's not too many left-handed sword figures, so it's kind of nice to have because, yeah, like I said, there aren't too many out there. Warduke is one of the only other figures that I have who's left-handed, so that's really kind of cool. I think this kind of puts them really nicely up against each other, and you know, they can line up side by side, and it doesn't look strange or off-putting. All right, so I do not have a Ming the Merciless yet, but in the meantime, I put in here Keldor as his stand-in, and yeah, we have them crossing swords. and I have him here defending Lady Loki. I have here Lady Loki representing Ming the Merciless's daughter. In the movie, she does eventually, like, she falls for Flash Gordon, or like his actions affect her, and she does turn on her father. So I'm kind of recreating that scene here where Flash is defending her and fighting off Ming the Merciless, which right now here is represented by Keldor. But as you can see, size-wise, they fit perfectly. Again, I'm more of a 7-inch figure collector, and so Flash Gordon here definitely fits perfectly into my collection. All right, and here we have the happy ending of when the hero defeats the villain and gets the girl. Very classic 1920s styles. Hero rewards are coming his way. Yeah, I really like this. And as you can see, they work well together. They're again, even though Marvel Legends is on the 6-inch scale, you know, their size works really nicely together. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this look at Flash Gordon from the King Features comics, and what Neca Toys did with him. Again, I really enjoy the way he looks. I think he came out fantastic, and yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find the Ming the Merciless. Maybe I'll try to get the movie version, because I do like the way the movie version looked, so I can have a proper Flash Gordon Ming the Merciless battle. All right, so I hope again, I hope you enjoyed this look, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you and have a great day. Bye bye now.